Hi everybody and welcome to my May Plan With Me video. I'm going for an arcade hall kind of theme this time, and it's actually something I've had on my list for quite a while. It's a bit different from my other themes because instead of drawing a lot of smaller doodles, I went for only one bigger illustration for each spread and put more details into them. So for the cover page I'm drawing this huge arcade gaming machine with some stars, and I tried to add the title of the month in a way that it looks like it's coming out of the screen. I hope that makes any sense. Since I got it done very early in March, my April plan with me feels like it's been ages ago, even though 2022 feels like it's flying by. If you watched my last Plan With Me videos, you know that I have huge problems with picking the colors for my themes lately, so you can probably imagine how much of a struggle it was this time too. I already knew that an arcade theme had to be colorful, so I tried a lot of color palettes beforehand, and I'm not that kind of person who buys a whole bunch of new pens for every single bullet journal theme I want to do, so I have to work with what I have. Eventually I found some colors I liked for this theme. They don't quite fit the retro vibe I wanted to achieve, but it's okay. I already like the cover page more than almost all of my previous May themes, so that's a win, I guess. For the opposite page, I just wrote out "Press Start to Play" in a pixely looking font, and This doesn't look like much, but it actually took quite a bit to finish. And that's it for the cover page. Next up is my May calendar, and for this spread I drew a little pinball machine and a pretty basic calendar layout. Since the month of May starts on a Sunday and ends on a Tuesday, the calendar layout has 6 rows. So I went for slightly smaller boxes this time to have enough space for the illustration on the bottom. Unfortunately, I got a migraine very suddenly right after I finished my calendar spread and had to stop for the rest of the day. I sometimes suffer from a so-called migraine with aura, which means it comes with some scary extra symptoms. Those are, in my case, weird flickery zigzag lines on my field of view, which make it hard to see anything clearly. Some of my body parts start to feel numb, which are mostly one of my hands and one of my feet, and also half of my face, including my mouth and tongue. And the last and scariest of the symptoms is my aphasia. For those who don't know what aphasia is, it affects the ability to communicate, which can be speech but also understanding of written or spoken language. In my case, I usually still understand everything when people talk to me, but I can't build proper words or sentences when I try to answer. But sometimes my understanding is affected too. I don't have these kinds of migraine very often, maybe 1 to 3 times a year, and I will probably never get used to it because it always feels like serious damage to my brain. But the doctors told me that it's not dangerous. Usually the symptoms go away again after 2 or 3 hours, and after that the actual headache comes. Does any one of you have this weird kind of migraine too? If so, let me know how you feel about it and how you deal with it. So that's it for my calendar spread, and next up are my trackers. And as you can see, I went back to a doodly mood tracker and the old habit trackers, even though I insisted that I don't want to do these at the moment. But let me explain how this was an accident. Yes, hear me out. I never start a spread with the doodles before I plan the layout. Never. But this time I did. I just grabbed my pencil and sketched this claw machine thingy, and after that I realized that the graphs wouldn't fit anymore. I mean, they would have fit, but there wouldn't have been any space left to write out the habits I want to track. And I really didn't want to draw the whole illustration again, so instead of erasing it, I drew a lot more of these round plushies inside of the machine. I actually would have loved to draw some Pokemon plushies for this theme, but thinking of my Patreon printables, this would be like selling fan art, which is actually not allowed, at least not in my country. On top of that, not everybody likes Pokemon anyway, so I went for stars with cute faces instead. Even though the way this tracker spread turned out was not intended at all, I have to admit that I like the look of it. Since the plushies inside are basically just blobs and a few stars, it wasn't a lot of extra work anyway. I won't do an expense tracker and a notes page this time because I barely used them the last 2 months, so I'm taking a break from them. And so this is already the last spread of this video, the first weekly spread of May. It's basically only headers and that's it. Since the rest of the setup is very detailed, I wanted to go for a super minimal first weekly spread and I actually don't regret it. Before I show you the flip through, it's time for some Patreon appreciation. Thanks to my new patrons for joining me in this journey and to my older patrons for their ongoing support. I love you guys so much. And here's the final flip through. I hope you enjoyed this theme, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for watching till the end and have a wonderful rest of your day.